further. Let's see. Awesome. Perfect. So, right, tradingview.com. That's the very, very first thing I want everyone to be able to really log into. Now, what we're going to do today, you can actually type in any pair on your IQ Cent, Bide Forex, Pocket Option, whatever you're using, or if it's on MetaTrader, it doesn't matter what it is. Every single pair on the entire planet is here, right? Even Dogecoin is here, right? So you can literally look at anything. So what we're going to have to be focusing on is just the fundamentals of how to set this up. So Euro USD, for me personally, I like forex.com. That's just the one I use. There's really, it's a slight difference between each one. Honestly, it's not that big of a difference. But let's just go straight over to this one real quick. Let me turn off that. There we go. Awesome. So now what you're going to see is this, right? Don't freak out. All you're going to do right over here to the right, you're going to see full feature chart. This is what we're going to want to really, really focus on. So go to the full feature chart. Everything should load up. Let's go on in. I might have to delete some of my stuff real quick. Okay, I didn't have anything. Awesome. Drawing. There we go. So what I want everyone to do, yours might not look like this, right? Off the rip, it might not. Make sure that you also, like I said, create an account. So it should be right around here. It should be like create an account, log in, whatever it is, just sign up. It should be completely free. And then once you can, once you actually are able to, just search up Euro USD or even click this one right here, and it should take you right over to this. So what we're going to do, if yours does not look like this, what I want you to do, top left over here, it'll say like a number amount. To the right of that, it'll say candles, or it'll say line, or it'll say area, right? What I want you guys to personally go on first is just candles, right? So I want you to click on candles. Even if you want to, star it, you can. Click on candles and it should go and refresh. So this, more often than not, it will actually look like this, right? So I want you to be able to actually go to candles, right? It's just going to make it a lot easier for the long run. But what I want you guys to be able to do, let me do that real quick. Sorry, my sister's calling me. So what I want you guys to first look at, this is how I personally look at TradingView, right? Let's just go to the 1 hour for right now, right? So what we're going to do is basically double click or right click, depending upon whether you're using a Mac or not. I just use 2 fingers and click on the screen. This should pop up. And then what's going to happen is I want everyone to press remove drawing, right? Once it clicks it, it might go away. Click it one more time and then remove indicators, right? Even this one bottom right here, you don't really need it right now. We can kind of go over that in just a second, right? But I want you guys to have a completely clean canvas, right? Now what I want you to do is actually click on the settings one more time. For me personally, I like it dark. I don't really like it light because it does not look right. I just don't like it that much, right? I want to be able to have it dark so that way everything kind of looks a little darker. And whenever at night my eyes don't get strained out. So this is what yours probably will look like. Okay. Now what I want to be able to go through now is going to go back over to settings once more, right? So this is where you guys can start to actually go over a little bit more of like the customization part of it. Now there's 3 different things I want you guys to really, really focus on. So go down here to appearance, click on that. And then basically go to vertical grid lines. And there's gonna be a little checkerboard pattern. Click on that. Now, I really don't care. You guys can, change these around if you want. Personally, for me, I turn them all the way off. I don't want to see them. I don't really need to see them right now. Let me turn this up. There we go. And then same exact thing with the horizontal grid lines. I turn them all the way down to 0, or you actually can type it in here, right? Just type in 0%, right? And it'll take it right to it. So the reason why I want a completely clean background is because these lines will mess with your psychology, right? You'll think that there's an actual support or resistance line, but it's actually not even supposed to be there, right? So I always just turn it off, right? At first, just so I can see a completely clean slate. It's going to personally help you out. I guarantee it. The next big thing, this is what a lot of people don't understand, is the background, right? I really don't care about gradient that much. If you want to turn it on, you can. It looks kind of cool. So let's just say, for example, what I had on before was I had like a light gray, right? So I had like a light gray and then like another gray, right? You can have this gray, you can have it a little bit darker if you want, or you can just have it a solid color. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, I had it as gray for like the longest time. You, like I said, you can have it as a gradient. This is up to you. Whatever you personally like, you can do, right? Think about this as like your own trading station, right? So you can do whatever you want with it. Just make sure that it's very, simple and it's not like too flashy on the eyes, because they also can mess up with your psychology. Now, the last thing is the symbol. Now, for me personally, I just go with black and white. I know it's probably really, really boring, but I just go with black and white. I just like being able to kind of see the difference between both of them. I don't want to get confused at all. So I just go black and white. Change this over, right? So make sure that they're all one color and on either side. That's another big thing that as well that I've kind of noticed some people don't do, and I don't know why they don't, but highly recommend doing that, right? So perfect. So what we're gonna do, the only thing that I would say next that you would probably need, let me make sure, are the scales. So the scales, right? Click on scales, scroll all the way down. Date format, that's fine. Scales placement, auto, and then also make sure that your, let's see if I can find it. I'm trying to figure out where. We might not need it then. Format. Okay, then we're good, right? Right now we're good. We're solid. Everything should be caught up. So just press OK. Everything should look similar like this, or whatever color you kind of chose, right? Like I said, it's up to you. I just like it simplistic, right? So this is kind of like how I've kept it for a while now. So now what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to basically go and utilize this right here. So this is how you can crunch up the entire market or make it bigger if you want, right? To kind of see those details. It's completely up to you. I'm just here to really show you guys kind of like what this is. If anyone is stuck, by the way, please comment and I'll be able to kind of help you out through that. But if everyone's caught up here, then just put a 7 in the chat, please. If you're not caught up, put a 6 in the chat. And then let me know how everything is. Perfect, Sylvester's there. Okay, Moises. Perfect, iPhone. I don't know who iPhone is, but hopefully they're doing good. Brenda, awesome. Yaneli, Darlena, awesome, awesome. Perfect. So everyone should be caught up right now. This is amazing. So what we're gonna do now for this part, I'm gonna kind of go over a little bit more of, how should I say, kind of like the more how to mark up a chart and how to look at the charts properly, right? So what I usually try to recommend, click up here. Some of us are trading DCX and some of us are trading HFX. So I'm gonna try and swing around a little bit. Just keep in mind that HFX is going to be on the 5-minute time frame, right? And then DCX and beyond and FRX are gonna be a little bit bigger on the 1 hour, 15-minute type of time frame. So just bear with me right now. But the best things about both is that you can actually find the trends on these higher time frames, right? So what we're going to be looking at 4 hours first, right? So on the 4 hours first, what I want you guys to be able to kind of look at is, okay, what happened in the market in the last, couple months or so, right? So what was actually going on, right? In general, the market's been going up. Oops, let's see. Okay, perfect. So the markets have been going up, right? That's really, really good to know. So right now, as we currently know, the markets only move in 2 different directions, right? They only move up and down, right? And then up, down, right? That's probably the exact same way that's probably going to happen. That's literally how the markets move, right? So what we actually can deduce from that is, okay, so the market recently has been moving down, right? So after a downward movement in the market, right? Let's say we're on the 4 hour. Well, we're going to be looking at, or we're going to be looking for buys. As soon as it reaches right around this area, I would say personally, we're looking for a downward movement right now in the bigger time frame of type of scale, I would say. Now, does this mean that we're only looking for sells or buys? Not really, because the 4 hour time frame is very, very broad, right? But what we actually can do now is, okay, we kind of have we have an understanding of what the markets are doing, right? We have already established, yes, it went back down. So what happens after it goes down, right? It's supposed to go back up, right? So that's good. So that means within the next I would say about a week or so, we're going to be looking at the markets moving upwards. That's cool. Now what we're going to do, move right up here, 4 hour, all the way up to the 1 hour, right? Now you actually can see this is a lot more of an in-depth look at the last week, pretty much. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be kind of looking at different levels in the market. So I want you guys to really zoom in and kind of see, you know, where the wicks went up to, where the wicks went down to, right? Really what happened and what really was going on here. And you actually can realize, oh shoot, you know, the markets are doing the exact same thing, just on smaller time frames, right? So, right, market moves down, moves back up, moves back down, moves back up, moves back down, right? What we actually can deduce from this is that markets are probably going to be moving up in the next, you know, 3 to 5 days, right? So this is huge. The reason why we like being able to do this is because, okay, now I know next week, you know, I'm assuming at least that the Euro USD chart is supposed to be moving in an upward pattern. What we can do now, we actually can do two different things. So now what we actually can do is literally just by this right alone, I want you guys to start making predictions of what this market's going to do. And the reason why I like you guys making predictions is because it gets you in a solid state of where you think and can predict the market of going. Does this mean that you're going to be taking trades off this prediction? Not yet, right? I want you guys to still be with the educators, but I do want you guys brainstorming, figuring out, okay, right, what is an uptrend, right? Oh, that means that the trend is moving upward, right? That's basically what that means. So what we actually can see now is that if we are correct here, think about that. Like, we're able to actually start profiting within the next, you know, 24 hours. But what this also means is that you're getting into the habit of becoming a trader, right? Establishing trends, looking at the market a little bit more, and figuring out what's going on in the markets, right? So now that we have this out of the way, like I said, you can just remove drawings if you want. I want you guys to go now. Actually, before we do that, I actually kind of messed up. Before we do that, I want you guys to actually, let's say if we're doing this, make the prediction, take a picture of it, and then see what happens in the next 24 hours. So like right now, I'm going to go like this. I want everyone to do this that's in the chat. If you're not in the chat, text me on the side. But I want you guys to basically, if you're not in the chat, just send it to me directly, either Instagram or whatever it is. I want you guys to literally take a picture of your chart, like just like this with your phone, right? Make sure you can see the Euro USD at the top left. So that way I know what currency pair it is. Make the prediction with the drawing tool, which is right here at the top left, right? The little line tool right here, trend line. Make the prediction. And then I want you guys to take a picture on your phone right now, right? And then send it inside either the infamous chat or, like I said, on the side, and send directly to me, right? I want you guys to do this and get in the habit of doing this, because what's going to happen is very, very soon, you're going to be able to realize, oh shoot, right? In the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to see whether I'm correct on this or incorrect. If we're incorrect, we get to figure out why, right? That's another big thing, is that we're just making a prediction. It's basically just putting out a hypothesis, right? Just in science class, right? One thing that I love about science class, maybe people agree with me, some people don't, is that hypothesis can be wrong, right? Just like this, trades can be incorrect. So what we actually can think about, we can just turn this green, right? Literally, we can say, all right, I think that this would be a good area to buy, and I think the market's going to be going in an upward fashion, right? And if you guys want me to find out where the horizontal line is, click right there on this little arrow, scroll down, and then horizontal line. Let's see. How do you see the time frame of the market? So it's going to be right here on the top left. So this will be your currency pair. This is your time frame. So this is 1 hour right here. Hopefully that answered your question. Type a 7, Leela, if I answer your question. But yeah, so I want everyone, I'm not going to continue on until everyone that I personally know on this call is sending me a picture in that infamous chat. So I'm going to wait. I will be here all night long if I need to. So I do want to at least see 5. I want to be able to see at least 5 pictures inside that chat within the next like 30 seconds. Awesome. There's Kiara's. Let's see. Awesome. I just got Nelly's. Let's go. Make sure you guys are also sending your charts. I want to see your guys' charts. Let's see. Oh, we got excuses. I see y'all. No, y'all are chilling. It's all good. There are 13 individuals. I have 4 pictures right now. I just need one more. It could be anyone, right? So I just want to see at least one more picture inside one of the chats or sent directly to me. So that way we can kind of keep on moving. But let's definitely try and send that out. Awesome. Perfect. I just got a message. Awesome. Let's go. So super excited for that. I want you guys to be able to see this in the next 48 hours. Okay, Moises just sent his as well. We got Sylvester sending his. Let's go. Awesome. So the next 48 hours, we're going to be able to see where this goes. I'm going to send a screenshot of the update. But so what we're going to be moving on now to, right? So we kind of realized, okay, right? Today is what? Thursday, right? Markets close tomorrow, right? So Friday, I would say 3 p.m. PST. That's when the markets are closed, right? Small t. Closed, right? So what this basically, So what this basically means is that, okay, we're going to be waiting for this for a little bit, right? So that means more than likely tomorrow morning or even tonight, we're going to see this thing start to move in a certain direction, right? So more often than not, by the close of tomorrow, we'll see this play out, right? So another little tip, I'm probably going to go over this a little bit later in a different training, but this is how you're going to be able to notice this. So, right, this is what we're looking for. So tomorrow, right, once this starts to turn, what I want you guys to do, instead of being on the 1 hour top left, you could scroll down, you go to 15 minutes, right? Now we're looking at a very similar picture on a different time frame, right? What we're noticing is that this market, right, was starting to move down really, really fast, and it slowed down. What did it do? After it went down, it went up. After it went down, went up, went down, went up, went down a little bit, went up a little bit. Now it's starting to move down just a little bit, right? So it's probably going to be right around this area, I would say. And then we're going to see this move back up, right? So now what I would do is realize, okay, we are still, right, believe it or not, we're still in a downtrend, right? So we're still moving downward, right? Regardless, this is still a downtrend on the 15-minute, right? This is like right around where it would be because it's actually kind of a fake out. I'll go over that another day. But so this is basically a trend downward. Do your trend lines have to be beautifully perfect? No, right? Just like art, it could be whatever you want it to be. But what we're looking at now is once we've established the trend, I personally like 2 touches. So 1, 2, right? 1, 2. I usually like that for my trends, 2 or more. It has to be at least 2 or more touches. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, but at least you get an idea of where this market is moving. And let's just say if this goes down to here, right? Let me do this color. Boom, right? I'm going to probably assume that once it touches this line at one more time, it's going to move up again like this, right? Let me know if that kind of makes sense for you guys. Put like at least like a 3 in the chat if that kind of makes sense of what we're doing. And then we can kind of go from there. Awesome. So that's kind of like what we're looking at, right? We're just trying to make an idea of what this market is trying to do. So if we get on tonight with Nick at night, he's going to be looking at this chart. And what you guys are going to notice is that once it hits this area, right, you're going to start noticing, okay, let's see if the market can reverse, right? So we're going to be looking for reversals. And on top of that, what we also can do, currency, I'm just going to do strength meter, right? So look up currency strength meter, right? Livecharts.co. You're going to be able to literally click right on there. It'll show up this, right? As we already know, right? This candle right here means that the markets are moving down. We already know this, right? And what does this entire website just show? Euro is less strong than the US dollar, right? So that means US dollar is stronger, Euro is weaker, right? And since this is Euro USD, this moves in parallel with the Euro currency and basically against the dollar. So whenever the dollar is moving up, let me write this down. When USD move, I cannot type right now. My hands are freezing. All right, moves up, then Euro USD moves down. The reason why this is true is because USD is second. Can everyone actually see that, right? USD is second in the actual pair, right? So when Euro moves up, then Euro USD moves up, right? Let me know if that kind of makes sense for you. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. I know this is kind of a trickier topic because I know some people are newer to this, but this is what this does, right? So right now, as we know, let me make sure and refresh this page. Okay, now they're equal, right? So now they're a little bit more equal. So that's a little bit more of a fight. And I don't know if you guys can actually kind of notice this, but look how the market's slowly moving up. You see how it went down, touched that red line, and kind of moved back up, right? That means it's battling right now. That's why the actual the currency strength meter says that they're equal now, right? Remember how it said this was a little bit stronger, or sorry, now US dollar was a little bit stronger. Now they're equal, right? So now it's kind of at a battle a little bit. Now, if I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, I don't even see this moving all the way down yet. I see this thing moving up right around now, right? Because it's already touched this level, right? So I already believe, in my personal opinion, this is actually going to start moving up already by itself, right? How high? I'm not too sure, but I do know that on average it moves 30% to 20% less than the previous high. So whatever this would be, so if this was, let's say 0.00423. This is probably going to move probably like 0.0, I'd say around 1.01 less, or right around there. But honestly, that would make perfect sense right there. So about a quarter less, 25%, a little bit less, right? So that's perfect. We're already kind of on target for that. But this is kind of like how that works, right? Is just, let's make a prediction real quick. Let's see what's going on with the markets, right? Like we said, markets only move up and down. So it's pretty simple. We're going to see this probably since it already moved down, we're going to see it start moving up, right? So let's just make that prediction now. What you guys can actually do, take a picture of either my screen or your own screen, right? So I'm just gonna take a quick picture of it, right? Let's just make the prediction, right? Like nothing bad's gonna happen from this, right? So let me put that right there as well. But that's another big thing, is that this can kind of be like your starting points whenever it comes to, putting yourself in front of the markets and actually marking this stuff up. Now, this is a very, very final part. This is only HFX. If you do this with Bitcoin, you would have to be really, really technical with it. I know I can do it, but it's only because I've been doing it for like 2 years now. So I don't recommend doing this with Bitcoin that much. But when it does come to the HFX side, I recommend doing this because it will actually be able to save you a lot. So what we're going to be looking at now is realizing, okay, are we in an uptrend or a downtrend? Well, for the most part, we're still in the downtrend of this segment, right? We're still in the downtrend of this segment right here, right? But for the most part, yeah, we're still in the downtrend, but we are in an uptrend in the slightest form, right? So we are kind of moving upward again, right? You see how this guy right here, let me actually do this. You see how this guy kind of moved up, went back down, and then started moving back up? That's exactly what this is doing right now, right? It moved down, it's moving back up, it went back down just a little bit, and then it's pushing back up, right? So that's what I'm kind of expecting to happen, right? So when this is happening, I want you guys to think, okay, well, since the market's kind of moving down a little bit right now, let me wait until the currency strength meter, and of course, hourglass, and of course, being able to kind of have the RSI and stochastic there with you, and of course, also, educator there going over with you, but being able to kind of know, okay, so in the next, 5 minutes or so, let's just go in for a buy and see what happens, right? So if we just went in for a buy like right now, right, for example, what you'd be able to do is kind of notice if it's a 5-minute buy, all right, let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes or the next 3 minutes, whatever it may be. of, what's going to happen within the markets, right? Now, would I take this trade on my own? Negative, right? Because already the currency strength leader is not working with us. These are equal, so I would not take the trade. That's already a point off, right? But this is just kind of giving you an idea of how simple it is to take an actual, take a prediction, right? If you actually were to buy in at this exact same level, would you win the trade, right? It's kind of that simple, right? So now we would be waiting for the next 5 minutes or so and waiting to see, if and when, if we actually were to wait until 1.21543 for an entry point, would we actually win the trade? And does it hurt to do this? No, you can do this on a pocket option account, right? You can do this on a demo account. Just practice a little bit of figuring out, where the market likes to move to and where it likes to stay away from, right? So that's kind of like how that works a little bit. That's a little bit more so of like a trend and stuff like that. But what we also can do as well is figure out support and resistance, right? So if you don't know, do SRT, right? Not the Dodge Hellcat or anything else like that, but actual support, resistance, trend line, right? I know Millie Mills goes over this a lot, but it really, really does show out. So let's just say, for example, what we're looking for are the highs and the lows of the market, right? So this is a high, right? This is a high. Right here's a low, right? This would also be a low right here. This one I would still consider another kind of like level. And then this one right here as well, right? Those are kind of like the main ones I would say. You don't really need to like mark every single, up and down point, but just be able to kind of know and understand like where these markets are kind of pushing to, right? Because believe it or not, this one right here, this little high point is also correlated. If we actually scroll back literally like an entire day to this one right here, this low point in the past. It's kind of crazy, huh? It's exactly down to the exact same line. And it happens again, right? So it happens not exactly right here, not as much, but like right here it happens, right? It had struggles in the market to push past, right? Struggles in the market to push past and then finally push past, right? So let me see real quick. Perfect. So just making sure that everyone kind of has that down, right? Just make predictions, right? Mark up your charts, kind of find support and resistance wherever you can, and really figure out, where these markets are pushing to. So let me see if I can, there we go. Where did I put that? Support, resistance, trend. All right, so we went over trend, right? Support is going to be underneath the market, right? Supporting it up, right? So support is down here. And then resistance, it's literally just like a support line, but just above you. So it's resistance or ceiling, however you want to really call it, right? Resistance. That's literally all it is, right? Same with down here. That's what we're actually going to be looking at. This is my resistance. This is my support. So I don't have that much time left on this call, but I hope this kind of guided you towards, helping you out with TradingView. I will be also uploading this as well to YouTube, so you guys will be able to see this. But this really just kind of goes over the simplicities of the markets, right? So once it hits this line right here, right, I'm expecting two different things to happen. It's to go up or to break through, right? Break, retest, move on through, right? It's as simple as that. Always just try to realize that the market only moves in two directions. It moves up and down. And so if we can figure out where it does that, that's where we're going to be able to make money. So hope you guys are excited for that. Tonight, you guys hopefully will understand a little bit more about Nick Hall and how he's running his calls. But yeah, super excited for you. And I cannot wait for everyone to win in this chat. So I'm going to stop that right here. Let's put this right there.